a lot of people were also talking about how Lamar didn't have the greatest game, which is something that I want to actually push back on. Because we have these high expectations as Ravens fans for the Ravens this season. We're expecting a Super Bowl, right? That's the mindset that I think all Ravens fans came into this season, including myself. I'm also speaking for myself. I'm not just going to say that it's only Ravens fans. It's also me, one of the Ravens fans that likes to speak a lot of it, has a lot of opinions, obviously. So I think we all expected for this Baltimore Ravens team to come out and look like absolutely dominant in every game, right? Because that's what we saw towards the end of last season. We went on a 12-game winning streak, and we were dominating teams, to put it quite simply. We were absolutely going out there, and nobody could stop us on offense. The defense was playing amazing. So we were expecting for this team to pick up right where it left off at the end of the regular season, right? And the problem with that is that you set yourself up for disappointment, because in reality, yes, you can compare this team to last season because it looks very similar. A lot of the same, players are on the same roster as last season, but it's a different year. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't get. Just because one season has some certain results, that doesn't mean it's going to carry over to the new season, right? This is a brand new Ravens season. It's 2020. It's not 2019 anymore. And we have to accept that. So the fact of the matter is, yes, we beat the Eagles. And yes, it was not an easy game to win because the Eagles looked like they might have came back at the very end there. But still, this is a brand new season. And we just have to take it game by game. We have to take it game by game, because I think if we just put Super Bowl or bust narratives on this team, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment, when in reality we should be enjoying the fact that we are 5-1 this season. We should be enjoying that we're still winning games pretty handily. The closest game we've had was the Eagles game, so just think about that. And that was a road game. So a couple years ago before Lamar Jackson, or a few years ago before Lamar Jackson, this was probably a game we wouldn't have ended up winning, right? As much as I love Joe Flacco, and you guys know that Joe Flacco is my guy, I don't think Flacco would have won us this game. I think Lamar was the reason that we were able to put up enough points on offense to end up with the win here. And I also believe that Lamar Jackson outplayed Carson Wentz, which I'm going to break down a little bit more later on, because I know a lot of Eagles fans feel like Carson Wentz actually played better than Lamar Jackson, when in my opinion, more so because of the grading system, the reality is that Lamar Jackson actually had a better overall game. So Lamar Jackson was the reason that our offense could get anything going. We have all these problems that we don't really have receivers. Aside from Hollywood Brown, nobody else has really stepped up. Nobody else has really been that guy. We want to see more of Devin Duvernay, because the few things that we have seen when he's on the field look good. But Boykin has been a disappointment, And again, I wasn't too high on him when we drafted him. I told you guys that I'm like, we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to stay optimistic, but I wasn't huge on Myles Boykin. Obviously, you guys know who I wanted. You guys know who I wanted us to draft, but we don't have to talk about that because he has done nothing in the league, so you never know. But Myles Boykin has been a disappointment. It seems like he's always running the wrong routes. When he gets like a 50-50 ball opportunity, instead of using his size to box out a defender, instead he plays like he's 5'6", 160 pounds. It seems more like Hollywood is the big-bodied receiver, the way he plays, compared to Myles Boykin. And I'm not saying that Hollywood Brown plays physical, because he doesn't. He doesn't play physical at all, but he's more physical than Myles Boykin, and that's saying a lot. Myles Boykin is like 6'4", like 210 pounds, and the man he just gets bullied, dude. He doesn't play like a Raven, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to, talk trash about Myles Boykin, because, I love my guys. I love to support the Ravens, but come on, use your size. That's one of the most frustrating things when I watch a big-bodied wide receiver like a Myles Boykin, and they don't use that size. They don't be physical. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me to watch. It is. So Lamar doesn't have the best receivers. The running game wasn't going at all. The offensive line, we know all the problems that have come with that. So the play calling, right, from Greg Roman, we all of us Ravens fans, we know the problems that this offense has. If we did not have Lamar Jackson, those problems would be maximized by 10 times, dude, at least. Lamar Jackson we need to be more thankful for him, man. I feel like we take him for granted. We expect him to have a good game now. It's just every time he steps on the field, he's expected to play at a certain level because he put that on himself when he won unanimous league MVP in 2019. So he is expected to be playing at that level. And if he doesn't play at that elite top tier level, if he just has like an average game or if he just has a good game, then people are still going to say that he played badly because he's not playing like a top tier MVP anymore. We have to be grateful and we have to realize that Lamar Jackson is basically our entire offense right now. So that's what I wanted to say, man. And I also wanted to talk about like the whole expectations for this season, how we need to just take it game by game. That's the way, that's the way I've started to look at it. And honestly, like I've been enjoying the games a lot more, like I would be so frustrated with the offense, watching the offense, and I'm like, why aren't we scoring? What are we doing? But it's like, why aren't we running the ball, right? Why aren't we running read option? Why aren't we doing RPOs? And while that is a valid point, it's a valid argument, it feels to me like Greg Roman and the Ravens offense, they only do that when they know we need to score. And especially that happened against the Eagles. We were up like 17-0 for the longest time, and we just stayed complacent. We started trying out different things and throwing the ball here and there, trying to see what would work. And then when the Eagles actually scored a touchdown, that's when you saw that big 37, 47-yard run from Lamar Jackson on a read option. So the Ravens themselves know what works. It's not like Greg Roman doesn't know what works. I'm convinced that they are absolutely experimenting. They're trying things out in this offense. They're trying to see what works in the passing game, what doesn't. And the problem with that is that if Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown don't get open, there's nobody else that's going to get open. Willie Snead has been okay. He's all right. Devin Duvernay, we already know what he's capable of, but they just don't put him on the field. So there's a bunch of factors, man. There's a bunch of factors to why this offense hasn't been performing. But like I said, take it game by game, take it day by day. Just think of this as a brand new season. And I think that you'll enjoy yourself a lot more rather than just thinking we have to win a Super Bowl this year. We have to win a Super Bowl this year, right? Because then you're setting yourself up for disappointment and setting yourself up for failure.